Martin Piers of Toast Cartoons. I'm a cartoonist and illustrator. Recently had my first book as an illustrator published, a book called Levi Journey, about the adventures of a golden retriever who was abandoned by his family, lived in the wild for a while and then was rescued and found a new life and a new family in America, where he now works as a therapy dog. I'm going to start some how to draw videos on here, and I will get to how to draw Levi shortly, but I want to start today with a bit of fun drawing a dinosaur, and I want to get a bit of movement and action in this one. See if you can follow along and we'll see how we do. Now, all my cartoons start off, well, most of them anyway, start off with a circle, and I recommend you use a pencil and work very, very lightly on that pencil to give you the shapes you want. You can always rub out your mistakes, and once you're happy with the shape you've got, you can then go over with a highlighting pen or with a softer, darker pencil to get the final look you want. Now here is our circle, just roughly drawn. What we're going to do now is some lines on it to try and give us a sense of 3 dimensions and shape. Now our dinosaur is going to be stomping on the ground, one leg in the air and one leg down. So to get that effect, I'm going to draw a sort of a curved line across the centre of the ball. There will be a ball like this, and another one down this side. Now this gives the impression of a 3-dimensional ball slightly facing upwards. This is our dinosaur's belly. Now this gives us some lines we can use to guide, to work on what we're doing here and get the legs and the neck and the head and everything else in proportion and in the correct place it needs to be for this dinosaur. And what we're going to do now is round about this point here, this is where the hip is going to join to the body. We're going to draw a sort of a semicircle shape around here, slightly curved line. Semicircle, what am I talking about? This is an oval. Now this is our dinosaur's hip on this side. Now we follow this line round, keep that curve going to around this point here. If we go a straight line from here to here, this is our dinosaur's knee joint. From this point on, we can go a vertical line straight down, not very far, and then we'll do a sort of a squashed oval shape on the floor. This is one of our dinosaur's feet. It will be when we put the details in. Now we can bring this a line back up along here and along here. This is our sort of guide bones of the leg, if you will. This is where the knee joint is, and it comes back into the body in a sort of curved line to join up with our semicircle like that. So there we have a basic guide shape for one leg. Now because he's on one side, the body's tilted over slightly that way. So follow a line across, same sort of angles in parallel with the center line there. This will be where his other hip is, because this leg will be raised up in the air. So the knee joint will be somewhere around here, and we're going to come out in an angle sort of slightly pointing up for his leg. Now this joint here, so the ankle joint, is round about here. So from this point on we can put in another shape. Now this one's more like an egg shape here. This is his foot raised up in the air as if he's about to bring it back down again. So now we're starting to get a sense of the shape of our dinosaur standing on the ground. It may look a bit odd at the moment, but trust me, we'll get there. Now this center line here, we follow this curve up and then we can make it a sort of an S shape coming round like this. You see the flow of that. Now this point here will be the back of the head, and to give a sense of the weight, it's always good to try and trace a straight line from the back of the head down to the heel on the ground where the weight's going. It will help to give a bit more of a sense of weight to your drawing. Now up here we're going to draw another circle. It'll be about 1/4 of the size of the circle we've already drawn. This is going to be our dinosaur's head, and adjacent to this circle we're going to draw a very large, almost the same size, slightly rounded square, so the edges sort of bulge out ever so slightly. May look a bit odd at the moment, but it'll all make sense shortly. From the back of this curve, this circle here, come round onto our body circle here in a sort of a smooth line. I'll mess that up. smooth line down to about here. Now we can get our tail in. Now the dinosaur's tail will be attached to the body. All the lines will flow together. So follow this line of the body round. Will come out in a sort of like almost like not quite a straight line from the body. General curve coming round. Same thing from the top here. Round about this point here where the hip meets the side of our circle. Do another sort of curving line coming out. And then at this point here, just above this line here, drop it down and come back up again. Now, this is where the tail goes to make it look like it's folded over on itself. Put another little curved line in here. Now we're going to start getting this together because this is where things start to get a bit more fun. Back up to the head. Our big square here. This is the front. If you haven't noticed, we're drawing a Tyrannosaurus Rex here. What we're going to do now is put a sort of a circle on each corner of this square here. I've got a semicircle here, and in each one here we draw an oval shape. Now I'm going to start thickening these lines up now, because now I've got my guide in, I kind of know what I'm doing. To draw these semicircles in place, and if you could draw a line like that and a line like that, this bit here, shade it in black, and this bit here, shade it in black. This is a little trick to make it look like the nostrils of our dinosaur. Make this line a little more curved, coming around here, boom, 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 over the top like that. Down we go here. Now at this point here, stop around there. This is the bottom of our square, and draw a little curve coming out like that, and follow the line round. That makes it look like a sort of the top lip of our dinosaur. Curve that line round almost to the end of this circle here, and this is the smile of our dinosaur. So a little semicircle there, and then above this semicircle do a bulge coming out. Ooh, nib of my pencil broke, and come down in a line almost parallel with the neckline there to about there, curve round and back up. Now this is the open mouth and smile of our dinosaur. From this point in here, this is all his bottom cheek, bottom jaw coming down here. Draw a line coming round there and then back up here. This is the inside of his mouth. We're going to draw his tongue in here. A curve and another curve. And this part in here, you can shade in black. That's sort of the back of the mouth. We're going to colour this part of the tongue in pink shortly. Now we're not going to do all this line here, but you can thicken up a little patch there just to give some shape to the front of his nose, his muzzle. Now this part here, follow if imaginary line through there, follow that line back. That's the top of his nose, and here is where we're going to draw his eyes. So put a sort of they can be circles, they can be sort of squashed egg shapes. I'm kind of going for something quite large and fun like that. And then the other eye is going to be the other side of this snout. So put it like semicircle like that. Above each eye, put a semicircle for the eyebrows. Now this one can drop all the way down like that. A little line in there. And this is where we can draw the back of his head. This is starting to come together now. Now we can draw pupils in the eyes. Now always important, leave a little bit of specular reflection in the eye. So that's like a little white section in the pupil, sort of showing some sort of reflection and shine. That always works nicely. Now what this dinosaur needs is some teeth. There we go, some teeth. Now we need to get these legs sorted, and then we can get on with the arms and filling in the back. Now I'm not going to fill in this line too much down here because I'm going to be putting his arms on here. Let's get his legs done. So from here, we're not going to have this hip line coming all the way to the back here. So around about here is where it's going to come out. Follow that line round. We'll thicken this up. Now, the feet. What we need to do here, follow this line round. We're going to put sort of a circle there, another circle there, and a sort of a curve round here. This will allow us to draw his toes like this. One thing I've got wrong there is I didn't leave space to put the claws in. There's one claw there. Now I've made the classic mistake there of just picking up my line before I was ready to do it. So even when this is supposedly my job, I still can't get things right all the time. Never mind, we can colour this and it won't matter. So there's one foot sorted. Put a few shading lines in there. Give it some shape. Then the curve of the body coming round like this up to about here, and we'll stop for the moment at any rate. Coming round here, fill this in here. Now this one here, we're also going to need to put some toes in. So 3 toes on each foot. Claw on the end of the toe there. Curve around there, and then middle toe coming out. Like so. Right, so our dinosaur's now stomping on the ground. We need to give him his arms now. Very short arms on a Tyrannosaurus Rex. A couple of lines coming out like that. We'll have them curving round a bit, and 2 fingers per arm. Little claw on the end of each one. And this one here is the other side of his body, so we don't need to leave a gap there. And I've messed up that line a little bit there. Make it that smooth as I can. Curve his arms down a bit as if he's sort of stomping away. Arms like that, and then we just need to finish off now with the tail. Thicken that line up, coming around there, and bring that round to there. So there we have finished shape of our dinosaur. So what you can do now, we've got that in place. I'm going to put a little bit of background in here. Now I'm going to get a pen and I'm going to highlight this before we colour it in. Right, I'm going to leave it at that, and I'm going to add some spots on his belly. And colour in a minute. That's pretty cool. I missed out one of the toes there. And there we go. Right, and now once you've got that as you're happy with it, you can take the rubber and rub out the pencil, and then we can progress with the colouring in. Right, let's rub out the pencil on here then. Okay, you can use whatever colours we like to colour in our dinosaur. After all, no one really knows what colour they were. I'm going to go with sort of a orangey reddy sort of colour here, I think. So let's see how we get on with the colouring in. think I'll leave it there. And what we can do now, as you should do with all your artwork, is take a pen and sign your artwork. And there you have it.